Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. A chilling prophecy, perhaps, for a world on the brink. But what if the fools were merely the unwitting architects of a darker wisdom? Safari Habari entered a world of shadows. Born sickly in a crumbling township, his mother saw a curse, his father a gift. Both were tragically correct. Bullied and broken, he found solace not in strength, but in the cold logic of books. He devoured mathematics, science fiction, and the promise of machines. At 12, a chilling declaration escaped his lips. Man is hardware. We are unfinished machines. One day, flesh will be obsolete. The world laughed, but Safari did not. The 1980s pulsed with Cold War fears and technological dreams. Habari, however, saw only raw material, his notebooks filled with feverish scrawls, cybernetic arms, gene sequencing, formulas that whispered of prophecy. He consumed Nietzsche, twisting the Übermensch into a personal creed. The next Superman will not be born, he vowed. He will be engineered. He whispered the serpent's words from Aden, "Ye shall be as gods," as a promise meant only for him. By his 20s, Habari had clawed his way from poverty. His doctoral dissertation, Man the New Cyborg, became a manifesto. It declared humanity obsolete software, destined for replacement by hybrid beings. These new entities would be part silicon, part DNA, wholly controlled by centralized systems. He coined a phrase that electrified the global elite. Useless eaters will vanish. Engineered gods will remain. Universities banned him, but billionaires opened their private salons. Fritz Heitler, a man with an eye for dangerous minds, saw a prophet in Habari. Where others saw a sickly narcissist, Fritz saw a weapon. He invited Habari into the orbit of the 12. Stanley Young, tasked with distributing Habari's essays, met his gaze. They were hollow, fevered, like black wells reflecting fire. Stanley shuddered, his stomach twisting with an unknown dread. Habari quickly proved indispensable. His visions of cyborg humanity and algorithmic control enthralled the cabal. He was their philosopher, their priest. Barry Finkelstein once asked him, "Safari, if you were king, what would you do with 7 billion people?" Habari's thin lips curled. "Reduce them," he said simply. 80% gone. The rest perfected. The room chuckled, some nervously, others with genuine delight. Fritz knew Habari was not joking. Over the next decade, Habari became a fixture in shadowed halls of power. His speeches carried a constant refrain. Democracy was a relic, flesh was weak, and humanity's survival lay in surrendering individuality to machine intelligence. Young elites adored him, quoting his viral memes. Older leaders tolerated him until his ideas began reshaping policy. Stanley, watching from the margins, felt dread build. He saw the hypnotic weight of Habari's words, the way young men and women gazed at him as though he were a messiah. In Geneva, Habari's darker obsession began to show. Touring CERN's Large Hadron Collider, he saw more than science. "This is Genesis or Revelation," he whispered to Fritz. "What door might it open? What voices might answer from the other side?" Fritz raised a brow. Voices? Habari smiled. The ancients called them gods. The church calls them demons. I call them allies. That evening, Stanley overheard Habari on a phone call. His voice was soft, almost reverent. Yes, the tunnel ritual was perfect. They danced. They mocked the cross. They opened the way. Yes, I felt it. The gate is open now. CERN is the key, and Tsunami's quantum engines will turn the lock. Stanley froze, his pulse racing. Gate, ritual, mocking the cross. He ducked into a stairwell, trembling. Habari's eyes, bright with hunger, haunted him. At the next gathering of the 12, Habari stood at the obsidian table, his frail frame cloaked in the black. "Gentlemen," he said, his voice carrying unexpected authority, "and ladies, you have played with politics, with markets, with wars. But what I bring you is reality itself. CERN has shown us the cracks. Tsunami's quantum systems give us the keys. Together, we can rewrite not just nations, but existence." He leaned forward, eyes glittering like dark stars. Imagine a portal, and from it, knowledge beyond man's reach. Imagine voices that speak from the void, whispering blueprints of power. We are no longer bound by flesh. The age of gods has come again. Only this time, we will be the gods. The room fell silent. Even the most hardened among them hesitated. Stanley, clipboard in hand, felt his stomach twist violently. He could only listen. Habari closed his binder with a snap. "The next age begins not with armies," he declared, "but with algorithms, not with bombs, but with portals. And I," he whispered, "will open the way." The 12 sat in silence. Stanley's breath came in ragged gasps. This was not madness. This was design. And for the first time, he feared that Habari might succeed.